So today's project involves something I just got in the mail. So, long story short, I usually pressure wash the inside of my garage once a year or so. And it gets wet in there. And water splatters onto the little garage door opener sensor things. Now, I've learned over the past few years that if it gets wet, usually it stops working. But by the next day or so, it starts working again. And by working, I mean you can open and close the garage door with the button. You can manually force the garage door to go down by holding the button down on the wall. Then it'll force the door to go down. But otherwise, it thinks that there's something in the way of the door because of the beam sensor things being wet, I guess. And so they don't go down. But by the next day, usually it dries up, works as good as new. But this time, it doesn't. I've tried taking it apart, fiddling with it. It's not working. The issue, I think, is the receiving end one. The green light's on. The red light comes on when it's, when it detects the sender. It receives it, and if it's in line, it lights up, but it like flickers. There's a short in it or something. So what I did was I ordered a replacement. That's in here. What we got here are linear garage door opener safety sensors. It was like $37 or something. I'm going to start by only trying to fix the receiver because I think that's the issue with it. Oops. That's the issue side of it. So if you look here, this is the sender. You can tell the sender has a smaller hole and only one light. The receiver has a larger lens thing and two lights, a red and a green, not just a green. So that's this one here. This is the sender. The receiver. The sender, I guess I'll just keep that as a backup. I don't know what this thing is. Oh, this is for I guess this is a way to put them together. I'm not going to use these as a way to combine the wires, I guess. I'm not going to use it. I'm just going to use the wire nut like is already on there. So let's go take a look. So if you look over here, you can kind of tell this one is flickering. When I block the light, it turns off. When I unblock the light, it turns on, but it's flickering. The green light underneath is fine, the red one doesn't, and it doesn't go down. So when you try to put the thing down, it just doesn't work. So we've got to fix this. So I'm simply going to take this off. It just kind of twists off like that. You can kind of see it's not that hard. You just kind of line it up and twist on, line it up, twist on, and when it's lined up properly, the light comes on. Of course, this is the faulty one, so we're going to fix this. So we'll take it off. And then there's just two nuts here. One of these little screwy thingy-majigs, right? Connector things. There's a name for them. I've used these a bajillion times, but I'm just going to use this to connect the new one too. So here's the new one. Here is the wire. There's two sides. I don't think the polarity matters on linear models, at least. It looks like I'm going to need to go get some wire strippers. I'll be right back. Now one way to tell if it's the sensors that are having an issue is that with at least linear ones, it flashes like 3 times or so if you try to put the door down and there's an issue with the sensors. You can override it again by going to the wall button and holding it down. If you hold the button down, it'll close until you let go. But if you hold it down all the way until it hits the bottom, then it'll close. You can manually override it that way. But if it flashes, I think 3 times, that means that there's probably something wrong with one of the sensors, or both. All right, so I've got these 2 wires here coming out of the new sensor. I'm going to split these apart here. And then I'm going to, there we go, pull them apart. Ta-da! Now I've got my wire stripper. Now, of course, these are very, very tiny wires. I'm not sure how many gauge it is, but it's probably something like 18 or 20 to 22. I'll just give that a try and try to strip a little bit of this and see if that works. I'm trying it on, I guess, is this 20 to 22? Oh, there it goes. It works good. So I'll just use that. Strip the wires. I don't want to cut the wires, I just want to strip them. There we go. So now I've got the 2 exposed wires on the new sensor receiver. So now what I'm going to do is come over here and disconnect the existing wires right here. Let's see the best way to do this without hurting myself. It might be best just to cut the things. Yeah, I think I'm going to do that. I'll just cut the wires. I'll just cut it there. Boom. And same with the black one. Just cutting the wires that are existing out of the wall. Boom. I just basically cut free the old one. I didn't even bother taking these little things out. This is the old defective one. So that's it. Alright, so now we've got 2 new wires coming out of the wall. And these, of course, are going up to the ceiling. So what I'm going to do now is the exact same thing I did with the other ones and strip them. Stripping number 1, a red one. Oh, there's a flying them in the garage. Okay, and then stripping number 2, black one. There we go. Got them done. Now we've got 2 things. Now we're going to attach them to these, new, old. So I'll take one. Twist them together. Oh, come on. Let's spread these apart a little bit more. Let's start with this one. Let's twist these together, line them up decently, twist them together, kind of like that. Get them started, and then I'll use the existing nut connector, whatever you want to call it, wire connector here. Like this, tighten that on up. Make sure it's secure. Yep, and then we'll do the same thing with the other one. So, as you can see, same process with the second one. Line them up. Did this come up all the way? Why is that one a different? Maybe I'll cut this one off a little bit. I'm not sure if I stripped it properly. Let me try that again. Huh. Well, we'll see if it. I'm going to cut it off. It looks the color's a little weird, so I'm just going to cut that off and try this one more time. Strip it. Oh, I don't know, some of the black kind of is on it, but that's okay maybe. Okay, twist, twist, twist. Oops, come on. Try twisting the second one together. I'll shove them in there and connect with this. Oops, that's not working. I'm going to twist a little bit better. Come on, Charlie. This is not my forte here, twisting wires. There we go. Kind of twisted them there, and then I'll stick this in here. Shove it in. Twist, twist, twist. Boop, 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 boop. Oh, I lost them. Nope, they broke off. All right, let me get in a little comfortable position here and try again. Last time, let me strip these wires so you guys can see. This is hard to do this while trying to film a good angle, but we'll see. Oh, it's not it. This is the 20 to 22 gauge one that we want. See what I mean? The color kind of fades off, even though I've stripped the exterior off. Interesting. Same thing with the white one, the new one. Alright, now we will take these, tie them together, twist them together, that is. Bring it up here a little bit so you can see a little more clearly. Twisting the 2 wires together. Now, these other ones are stuck in here. Let's see if I can get these out with me. Screwdriver's a little too fat. I've got some small ones I can use here. Needle nose pliers. Let's see if we can get these things out. I got them out. They're all out. They're on the floor over here. All right, so now let's see if I can stick this in. Twist, twist, twist. Make sure they're secure, secure. Twist, 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 twist. Secure, secure. Okay, we're good. Now, testing this, does this have power? Maybe, let's see. Let's take it back on, twist it. I'm not seeing these things light up. That's a little interesting. The lights are supposed to light up. And they're not. What's the issue here? Let's check our connections once more. Oh, well, here's our problem. Look at this. This one's not even touching. How did that happen? I don't know. Let's try that again. Oh, I think I know what happened. One of them must have broken off. See, this is this rip. Yeah. Wires are so small, they're kind of hard to strip. Peel back this little plastic layer thing. Pull it, pull it, pull it. Alright, it's better. Pull off this thing, expose the wire underneath. There we go. Now, this one's kind of black too. Maybe these wires in the original from the wall part are all kind of blackish. Interesting. Okay. Now, let's try connecting this one again. Oh, it looks like the light is powering. So this one's flickering too. Let's see what the issue is here. Well, the green light is steady, but it's doing the same thing. That tells me that there could be another issue here. Off. See, the issue could be in the wall. Because this one isn't stable. We have power now. This is good, but this is doing the exact same thing the old one did. Let's test it at the wall. Alright, going up. No problem. We'll stop it. Let's see if it goes down. No, it's doing the same thing. Okay, so let me force it closed. Interesting. So it's doing the exact same thing. Let's check and make sure the connection here is good. Let's go check up there. The connections look good, and I don't think there's an issue going to be coming from here. So I am wondering if maybe the beam that's being broadcast isn't consistent and it's kind of reading on and off and on and off and on and off. Maybe the beam broadcast is not good. So it could be that that one is the actual issue. So I'm going to connect this one back up and we'll go over there and replace that one as well. We might as well. Alright, so now we're on the other side, the side that has the projecting beam. I'm thinking there's a chance that it might be the projecting beam issue then. Maybe since that red light only lights when it's receiving a signal. I don't know if you can see it's still flickering over there. Maybe the signal being broadcast is no good. I was assuming that it just wasn't receiving it correctly, but possibly it's that the signal being broadcast is bad. So let's try fixing that. Let's replace this one too and see if that fixes the problem. It could be that I had the wrong one being wrong the whole entire time. Okay, so I'm going to undo. Move this up this way so you can kind of see what I'm doing here. Oops, too high. Let's go down there. Alright. So undo this if I can. There it is. There we go. Boy, they put this in very long, didn't they? Alright, so what I'm going to do here is, I don't know if I'm going to bother trying to unwind this. This looks pretty wound up. Yeah, I'm just going to do the same thing I did last time. Cut it. There it is, if I can find the strippers. Here it is. Okay. Wire strippers. Go in here. I'm going to cut both of these. I'll just cut them one at a time though. Cut close to the edge. And we'll start here. And the red one. And go right in here. There we go. Old one. Out. Here's the new one. Do the same thing as before. Separate these two wires. Strip them. And then strip the wires coming out of the wall. Yeah. Yeah. There we go. Oh, I stripped them. Separated them quite a bit. Okay, so now we're going to strip them. 4 wires to strip. 1, 2. Oops, I screwed that up. 2. Ouch. Ouch, there we go. That one's very short. I'm going to need to make that one a little longer. 2. This one does not want to strip. 2. Got it. And then the 2 on the wall, which are actually even thinner than the ones that come out of the thing. So, oh shoot, I cut it. There we go. And that was 3 and now 4. Oh, I accidentally cut them, Charlie. Oops, that one didn't. The ones coming from the wall are very, very thin. There's actually 2 more wires, I think, contained inside this big gray wire that you can kind of see here. This one is not wanting to strip. It's like the stripper thing is too big for it, even on the smallest settings. I'm going to have to use my fingernails and kind of try this one more time. Move this up. Still not behaving. Can you guys see this? I can kind of peel the waxy part back, plastic back, or whatever it is. There we go. That's enough. It'll give a connection for us. All right, let's connect them. So I've got to connect 2 sets of wires. It's 1, twist, twist. The white wires have been stripped far more than the black and the ones coming out of the wall, the red and black ones, but I think it should still give us a connection here. Twist, twist, twist. Oops, maybe not. I've got to start it off a little better. I have some needle nose pliers I can use if I can't get these things to. This one might work. Might work now. Push them up into the connector and twist until they are secure. Looks like it's trying to work. Come on. Now, I'm working with very short wires, especially the side coming out of the wall because nope, didn't work. If I didn't, because I just cut them, I can always, cut back the gray part more if I want to. It might come to that if I can't get these things to go in well. Or there's always those things that that came with it. Those red connectors that we saw at the beginning of the video. Those can work too, except I don't think that those are reusable. I think it's a one-time thing. So if it turns out that this isn't the problem, or kind of just wasted one of those. Oh, come on. I'm going to get my needle nose pliers out. All right. Starting with the black. Take this and twist it. Needle nose pliers are very handy sometimes. There we go. I'll stick the connector on it and twist. And oops, I thought it was secure. That's pretty secure. Pull a little too hard. Shove it in there and then twist, twist, twist. Twistity twist. This connector is not working well. I wonder if there's something jammed in the end. It's possible. Well, as long as it keeps it together, it's okay. Sometimes if you squeeze them together and shove harder, it works. They're connected. It's just this little twist, this cable isn't, connector isn't really staying well. Let me come back to that one later. Now, number 2. White to red. This one I might as well just use the needle nose pliers. I have them out anyway. Get them together. And these wires are very, very thin. Sometimes when you're working with very thick wires, it's hard to do things like twisting it around because they're just so thick. Here, maybe I'll try this with the old one. Maybe I'll find out if it's a problem with the actual connector. Oh, that seemed to work. Let me try this new one on this one then. Ah, look at that, working. All right, they're secure. So let's see, we have power. We do have power. Let's see, here's green. So let us put, okay, so I'm going to stick this down here. Loosen up and give it a little bit more slack. Stick this back into there. Turn it so it's lined up. Ah, look at this. Look at this. This is lined up, and now look over there. I don't know if you can see that. This one, it's working. We've got a red and a green solid, it's not flicking. If I put my hand in front of it, it turns off. If I take it away, it goes off. Or it turns back on again. So this was the problem, folks. I was wrong as to the reason. It wasn't the receiver, it was the sender. So, I think we're going to test it out. So, what happened was, the sender got wet. The beam that was being sent wasn't consistent. It was like must have been a beam that was kind of, the beam that was being sent wasn't consistent. It must have been like a flickering beam. So the receiver was receiving a flickering beam. Now, I thought that there was something wrong with the receiver because that was like flickering, but it wasn't. It was the sender, even though, yeah. Let's have it open. Good, let's pause it. Now one button push. Look at that. Look at that. Brilliant. Brilliant. All fixed. Hope that was helpful. Key takeaways there. If you get them wet, they can break. Sometimes they'll fix themselves, which has happened at least twice, I think, for me. But if it doesn't, solve itself after it dries out and stuff, then you probably have to replace the sensors if you have a situation like I did. But it might not be the receiver. It could be the sender. And that was the case here. But I replaced them with 2 brand new ones anyway. They come in a pack of 2 from Amazon.